Hey guys, Helen Hartsmith here again from the Heart of the Witch's Path YouTube channel. Hope you're having an awesome day. I am ready to record some videos for you today, or a video today. Cathy and I, if you follow the channel, you'll know that Cathy and I recently did a video on how to tie and make your own sage bundles. And so we had mentioned something in the video about, you know, if folks were interested in us doing a how to burn sage bundle video, and a lot of you responded to that. So I'm here today to burn some sage for you. So I've got my sage here. This is a repurposed makeup bag that I decided to, I have a travel altar that I like to take with me. I like to have sage bundles with me if I feel like I need to, you know, burn some sage to clear a space or whatever. And so I actually keep this with me. So I have, my intention had been, I know I've got some new sage bundles. I was going to light a new one, but I didn't really realize that I had two in here already. So we're just going to use one of these guys, and I'll be able to talk to you a little bit about burning or starting a new bundle or stick or whatever you'd like to call it. Sometimes it can be a little harder. It's a little trickier to start off a new sage bundle, and this is really easy. So if you're new to using sage bundles, don't be intimidated or anything like that, because I've been using them for a while now, so they're totally cool. So the big thing that you want to have when burning a sage bundle is you want to have some kind of a heat-proof container or something like that that's readily available, that you can use to either prop the sage bundle in, or something that you can use to douse the bundle. Because when you burn a sage bundle, you really want to have the entire surface going so that you get some good smoke coming from it. Unless you're doing something really quick, then maybe you can limit your burning to, you know, one area, or like a half or a quarter or an edge or whatever of the bundle. So that's kind of a neat thing, a neat adaptable thing about using sage bundles, is that, you know, you can control the amount of smoke that you get from it. But I like to have this shell stays in the bundle, or in the bag with my sage bundles, and this is what this purpose is for dousing. Now some people might have a bowl that they would put sand in, that you would use to help douse the bundle. I've never had a reason to use sand, and as you can tell, I actually have some loose sage that has broken off from my bundles in here, but if I lift that, you can see that I'm able to put things out without much issue. So container, important for dousing, because if not, it's just going to burn until it's gone. So yeah, that's one important thing to have. And one other little tip, if you do end up using a bag or something like this, I went ahead and I put some tin foil in the bottom of mine, and that was just to control if I happen to put some either the bundle or the shell in here and it's still warm. That offers a little bit of a barrier in case things are still hot. So there's that. Now let's just put that over there out of the way a little bit. So I have two bundles here, like I said, and you can tell that they're different sizes in width. And you can also, I don't know if you can tell this from the video or not, but this one is wrapped really tightly and is really nice. This one is not as tight, and there's There's some play in there. So these are ones to be a little bit more careful with, but I don't think that you really see, there's a lot that breaks off too. So that's why there's a lot in the shell. Now, one thing you could do is you could simply light these in the shell and let them burn from there and use that as your cleansing incense. And that's something that I've done before. There's like some serious stuff breaking off of this. So I probably am not going to light this one just because I don't want to fumble with it on camera. So I use lighters. I didn't realize that the airwaves would be so busy at 5:30 in the evening here. So anyhow, I do use lighters and like the long lighters in spell work, but I've been kind of gravitating more towards stick matches because of its naturalness. There's a friend of mine that's Celtic and Native American, and when it comes to any kind of ritual or spell or anything like that, she only uses matches. She won't use, because they're natural, and that's how she was taught, and that's fine. Your fire is your fire, you know, use whatever you feel right with. But you know, another good thing about your little receptacle is that you've got a place to safely put your spent matches as well. So let's light this guy up, and like I said before, don't be afraid of using a sage bundle, because it's gonna take a couple of matches. As you can see, I did one. I kind of held it not so smartly. But so, and I've got a little bit of wind today and nobody to really help me block it. So hopefully I can get this lit for you. That would be kind of an unhelpful video now, wouldn't it? So we're getting, okay, here we go. We're getting some good flame here. And what you're looking for, what I try to do is I try to ignite as much of that, I'm going to call it an A surface. Light as much of that surface as you possibly can. Voila. We have smoke. Now, you can help to get more smoke by blowing. And you'll be able to see some embers. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. Now, if I were just doing something rather quickly with this probably isn't enough smoke. But I would, so let's do another one. So you got to have a little bit of patience when it comes to using smudge bundles like this, sage bundles, anything like that. I think you can see, but blowing on it like that will help to kind of ignite it better. Now, see, something like this, if I were doing something quick, some kind of quick purification, this would be enough for me. This would be absolutely enough for me. But if I were doing a larger space, like if I were cleansing my yard or cleansing my house or something like that, then I would probably get more of a more coals, I guess you'd call it, inside the bundle. And I'm going to go ahead and do one more match, because I would really like to get it going really well so that you can kind of get if you're using it for a long time, you really want to see a lot of red, orange in there, because then you know that it's going to stay lit for you. Now, some people will use a feather a sacred feather that they have to help disperse the smoke. I will oftentimes use my hand or just wave the bundle around like so. But I generally always have the shell right there with me. Guess I should keep it in the frame, sorry, to keep it with me, because that will help to collect any ash. So if you're doing, inside a house, then you're not going to drop anything and have it ignite something that you don't want to ignite. So yeah, so this is burning, and give it a little puff every so often if your smoke is lessening. And then when you're done, you've got your container here. You just do a little. Now, so I rotated it just a little bit, but sometimes you don't even need that. It's all about cutting off the oxygen to the bundle so that it stops burning. Now, this probably won't cool down, like especially if you've got, if you had a really good charcoal in there, then it would probably, it's not going to cool off for a while. But, and again, you can do this blow test to see if you're out. Yes, there's no smoke coming out. I don't see any red charcoal inside. And I'll even sometimes, it's warm, but it's not hot. I know that this is out. Okay, so it's a real simple process to lighting them and using them. I enjoy using these, and we've that kind of leads me to say something else too. Cathy and I, we used a smudge incense like this once to clear our sacred space at our at the Covenstead, and we were clearing out some serious stuff. And generally, this smudge stick was probably about this long, at least, when it was brand new. And smudge sticks come in all shapes and sizes, especially if you're doing them yourself. But we burned that we had some serious stuff to get rid of. And so we burned that whole bundle, and we burned it quickly. So the bundle will really tell you how much you need to use it. So having a relationship, this is a tool. Having a relationship with it is something that you can definitely develop, and it's something that has a finite amount of time, but it's definitely a tool that you can speak with and use. It's that herb power. So I think that's it for this video. I hope you learned something. If you did or liked this video or would like to see other videos like it, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We love to have you come back. Our little community means a great deal to me. So leave a comment. If you have any tips that are different from what I do, this is just what I do, and this is what works for me. I encourage you to experiment with your own smudge bundles and see what you come up with. So leave a comment either in the boxes below, or you can drop an email at heartofthewitchespath@yahoo.com. And don't forget to check out the Instagram. Thanks for watching and for walking the path for a little while with me. Until next time, blessed be.